All right, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Hope all is well. Hope you guys are ready for Thanksgiving. We're just one day away. Hopefully you guys started cooking already. If not, you could always watch me, chill with me. Nah, I'm playing. Anyway, I'm gonna release two bangers before the holiday because I am working on Thanksgiving. But anyway, Campbell's soup is for poor people, really? And the meat division of it is made in a laboratory? To be honest with you, most of the food in America tastes like it was grown in a laboratory. So our food is basically poison anyway. But let's go ahead and tune in and see what this fool said about the people that buy his product. Because as we all know, rich executives of companies and products do not like people like that. They look at us as peasants, consumers. Basically, you have to be a weirdo to be in these positions to begin with. But let's go.
So tonight, new and intense scrutiny for a top exec at Campbell's Soup who's accused of saying some pretty wild stuff, like that the meat in the soup is bioengineered from a 3D printer, and allegedly going on an offensive and in some case racist rant. It's all because a former employee who's suing the company says he secretly recorded Campbell's VP and Chief Information Security Officer Martin Bally during what that worker describes as an hour-long tirade.
And before they even take a deep dive in it, I mean, Campbell's is okay for quick food, but we all know that Progresso and the other brands are better than Campbell's. Campbell's is too salty, to be honest with you. So I pretty much choose Progresso.
We've got the recording, and we want to warn you here, it's pretty harsh. Listen.
We have shit for f***ing poor people. Who buys our shit? So healthy. Now that I know what the f*** in it, even in a can of soup, I look at it, look at meat, bioengineered meat. I don't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer.
That must be the expensive scotch that he was drinking in his apartment, his high-rise apartment in New York. That's my assumption. He was on something. He was definitely not in his right state of mind when he was talking this hot trash. Or was he? Like I said, they're not the most humane people.
In the lawsuit, the former employee also alleges Bally made racist remarks about Indian workers, calling them idiots.
How are they idiots? A lot of them work in tech, so they pretty much know what they're doing.
Reported the tirade to company management. He was terminated in retaliation, allegedly, for complaining about that alleged behavior. Campbell's has not confirmed the statements to NBC, but did say that if they were made, they do not reflect the company's values. NBC News also reached out to Bally, but haven't heard back.
I didn't know they had value. So, I mean, if it's for poor people, then why are you advertising it as junk, trash? Will this profit the sales? Will the sales plummet based on what he's saying? Probably not. Because this is the cheaper alternative to the better brands, like Progresso.
Let's bring in Camila Bernal. Camila, this is just what we played is just a little bit of this, right? There's more to these allegations?
Ooh-wee. Talk about a breath of fresh air. I'll take them both. Yeah.
There's many more of these allegations that I also read through the lawsuit, Hallie. And what this former employee says is that this all happened over a conversation about his salary. He says they sat down about a year ago to talk through all of these things. And that's when he began speaking badly about the company, saying things like this was processed food and saying this was for poor people, as you heard there on that recording. And like you mentioned,
newsflash, about 90% of our food is processed. Even if you buy the meat fresh in a pack. So Foster Farms chicken, what's the other brand? Of the Genio's turkey, all that stuff is processed. It doesn't matter if it's frozen or not. It's still processed unless it's frozen vegetables. Everything else is pretty much processed.
and this goes on for a while, and I want you to listen to more of that conversation.
Everybody thinks our recipes are like crown jewels or not. They're important, but
no,
it's the process. It's the process that makes the food.
And he even admitted he doesn't know what's in it. I mean, he's the CEO. Why would he care what's in it? He doesn't have to be in the lab while they create the product and put the food out in the can in the factory and then ship it out to the store. The important people, the higher ups, the people that sit at the big white table and make all the big decisions, the smart decisions, and all I know is it's a lot of salt. And I never did like the chicken pieces inside it anyway.
You know, the ingredients are in the back of the can.
So not only does he talk about the food, but this lawsuit also alleges that this VP went on to talk about employees at the company, and the lawsuit alleges that they're racist comments. Take a listen to those comments.
Well,
They couldn't think for the out these dumb.
whether he said that or not, I disagree with it, because Indians come over here and they open up their own businesses and they do pretty well. They're doing better than the people that were born on this soil. There's a lot of doctors. There's a lot of, like I said, I'm not even going to say the liquor stores, but the other things going on too. And a large portion of them are working in the tech sector too, in the Silicon Valley. So not everybody's running liquor stores and shit.
So clearly there was no filter during this conversation. The former employee also alleges that the executive admitted to going to the office high on edibles. I mean, again, this goes on and on about a number of different things here. And apparently the former employee...
See, look at those chicken pieces in there. It's not even real chicken. At least I don't think it is. I never looked on the back of the can to see. Like I said, it's your go-to of chicken noodle soup. You know, when you're sick and you have that cold, you want something thick and hot to drink. Like I said, it's not the best, but it's affordable versus that $6-7 can of Progressive soup.
Reported all of this to his manager. He says that some time went on and he wasn't encouraged to go to HR. And so he got fired. And what he's saying now is that he believes his firing was retaliation for him coming forward and speaking out about all of this, Hallie.
Wow. Camila, we talked a little bit about some of what we heard from Campbell's on these alleged comments here. What else is this former employee, this former worker saying?
Well, first of all, I want to go back to what Campbell's is saying, because what they're saying is that they use 100% chicken. They say it's USDA approved. They go over the list and essentially say that all of this, that this current employee said was false. They also, I want to note, have this employee on leave while they investigate all of this. So he has not been fired yet, but he is on leave. And I want to read part of the statement that Campbell's put out where they say we are proud of the food that we make, the people who make it, and the high quality ingredients that we use. We know that millions of people use Campbell's products, and we are honored by the trust they put in us. The comments made about our food are completely inaccurate and absurd.
I mean, yeah, it is a big brand. You can find it in almost any chain store. That's how big the reputation is. And I've seen it on shelves like all of my life. I say that like I'm real old. I'm only 37, but yeah, that's crazy. So there's so many higher ups that, I mean, whether he really said it or not much is going to happen to him. They're not going to make him step down or anything. That's how powerful these CEOs and vice presidents are.
So again, they also emphasize that the employee who made these comments, the vice president, works in cybersecurity in IT, and so they say he has nothing to do with the making of the actual food. On the other hand, you have this former employee who, of course, is suing, but who also says that essentially this was extremely emotional and really damaging for him, not just emotionally, but financially as well. Talks about being embarrassed and just being put out on the spot essentially for all of this, when he alleges that all he wanted to do was come out and tell the truth. I want to read part of his statement and what he's saying now. He says, this situation has been very hard on Robert. This is from his attorney. He says he thought Campbell's would be thankful that he reported Martin's behavior, but instead he was abruptly fired. We look forward to obtaining justice for Robert.
They all have each other's back, whether they're in the wrong or they're in the right. So that's just wild to me. You try to do the right thing, you get penalized for it. So that's why I said trick all these, these large corporations. Like, it's just a bunch of bullshit.
So as this lawsuit plays out in court, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Campbell has not verified the audio. We have not been able to verify the audio, but
so AI is on the rise. AI has been around for a while, but a lot of people are using it for manipulation. So you never know. If somebody doesn't like you, they could always, make a fake recording, try to imitate you, manipulate you. And then now we have the wonderful tool of AI that's advancing. We could pretty much pretend to be people that we're not and make it seem like it was really said or seen, because that's how good AI is right now. But just think, if you're in China, it's like 10 times more advanced than it is over here in America, because we're trying to boycott everything while China's approving everything. So more and more of these higher up vice presidents and CEOs of these companies that had this strong reputation for years, they're going to be under fire pretty soon, because all it takes is one person not to like you to go out their way to get you up out of there. Crazy, right? These are the times we live in, though. This is Campbell. I'll catch you next video. Goodbye.